Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before I do begin, let me give a brief little review. In the last part, we had a number of events happen. Now, Deku, he fought against the Night Stalker, and this creature showed off exactly how dangerous and durable it was. Deku was forced to use One for All, and it survived a punch that knocked away a part of the forest. Now, whenever it got back up and charged Endeavor, he gunned it down. Afterwards, there was the fact that a giant zombified, well, Ryuko. She came in with Dabi, and Dabi, he gave Deku a little bit of a warning. It's quite simple. He keeps pushing it. They already know he has some very interesting plans. And, well, Mirio and All For One have already talked to him. So Tsunade is keeping a keen eye on the future, even though there is something close to shore that will pop up. Now, Deku, well, that was all happening with him, and he was trying to understand what to do with that. There was Bakugo. Bakugo, he was up for over 24 hours. He was attacked by Stain. Stain broke his ribs. After that, the Night Stalker murdered a lot of people in front of him, made him kill for his own survival, scarred his face, and leave him traumatized. This was worse than the time he saw Denki die, and heard a deceiver spoke. Whenever he got shrapnel stuck in his leg, and it was just more concrete. It meant too much. He didn't want to leave these people behind, but him and Kendo already talked about it. They put in an effort to try and stay here. And after Bakugo found out that Kendo was pregnant, he had it. Everybody who lives in this house is going to die. It should have been apparent when Denki died, when the help died, when everybody who's ever set foot in this house died. I mean, it's not that hard to piece together. Not at all. When you think about it, it makes sense. Melissa, she's new. She's got time. There's Ochako. There's Jiro. There's Izuku himself. He came back, but he still died. And there's not many people of them left. Him, Momo, Todoroki. That's it. That's the rest of Class 1A. I mean, hell, even getting out of UA wasn't easy. They left, but in doing so, Bakugo, he shot Tamaki. All he knew was someone knew they were leaving. They had a weapon, and they might have fired on him. He wasn't too sure who he might have just killed. But even then, that didn't stop their plans. They drove off into the night as Tamaki laid there, bleeding on the gravel. Now, with that being said, let us currently pick up with Todoroki. Hours later, they got Tamaki inside. They managed to put some gauze in the wound and stop the bleeding. At least he thinks it stopped. It's either that or just soaking into the rag at this point. After everything that happened, they cleared out their room and left a note in a goddamn casing for a bullet. That's all that's left. That room had their friends, people they thought they could trust. The Bakugo brought new mouths to feed to this goddamn house. And then he ran off with supplies and ammunition. He's still not even too sure what to do. Currently, Momo stepping into the room with Setsuna, her talking about it, asking if he's okay. Hmm? No, no, I'm not. Oh, so what is it? What do I even say? I mean, we need someone in charge. And are you sure that you can handle that, Todoroki? Setsuna, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's everything with my dad and the zombie that helped us. I still don't like it. Hmm? Both of them looking at her. Her bringing her hand up to her stomach and expressing. She's still not too sure. I mean, it helped them, but it's still dangerous, isn't it? I mean, they felt the ground shake whenever it threw a punch. If it wanted to get in here, it would have. It's just stressing her out a little. You don't have to worry about it. Oh, we've talked to it. Made a deal? What kind of deal? Listen, everyone's been sketchy, okay? And I know you all have been talking behind my back. You might not want me involved, but I live here. This is my home. As far as I'm concerned, I'm I'm about to become a mom, and that's terrifying. I want to know what's going to be going on, especially if I'm going to be raising a baby here. It's freaking me out. Okay, you guys? And now we have complete strangers in our house, and I don't know if I can trust them. I sleep with a gun next to my bed, and I don't even have the safety on. I checked it this morning whenever it came to my mind. Yeah, listen, we're sorry. We can't just kick them out, especially with how much help they've been to us. Okay, but have we sent a message out at all? Yeah, we did. We sent a message out, and Melissa, she confirmed it. Setsuna, Nedre is coming. I'm concerned too. Eri and Overhaul, that's another story. I've already told Eri. She's, well, not happy. What's going on with her? Is she with him? She locked herself in her room. I can't blame her. I mean, Overhaul's not here, and Tamaki was the one who mainly tried to help her out. I can't talk to her. Maybe not. Listen, we've got to figure out what to do with Tamaki. We need Overhaul here now. If not, well, I don't know. I want to give him something for the pain. And if we need to give him enough for the pain. What are you talking about, Todoroki? He's lost a lot of blood. I don't know if any of us are his blood type. And letting him suffer, I'd rather not. Especially because he's a good guy. He hasn't changed much. If at all. Todoroki looking down and feeling ashamed of what he's saying. He's talking about killing one of his friends. Letting him decide how to go out. Slow and painful, or peacefully. At least in his mind, he thinks it would be peaceful. And this is a decision he's wrangling with. Meanwhile, we do have at UA. Deku, he woke up in his bed. Currently, him hearing the wind pass by the broken window as he's going to turn. Currently, him thinking about a lot, sitting up as Nejire does lay next to him. Him going to turn and lay back down. Right now, her somewhat having her eyes move a little rapidly, and she does lay there. Deku bringing his hand up as Nejire does go somewhat jump. Her opening her eyes as Deku, he does go sit up. Hey, 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 hey. His hand on her face. Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. Her bring her hand up. Talking about it. Has she just been having strange dreams again? Her sitting up. Pulling Deku's hand away as she's to hold it. I just don't know. Everything's been off. I'm scared. Scared of what? I still haven't told Tamaki about Mirio. I still need to tell everyone about me. I mean, we have to finally do something. If we don't this winter, then the next one, they're going to have the advantage. They're going to cut off all power if they need to, or goddamn want to. Izuku, we need to go to war. If not us, then who? Everyone's under their thumb, and after what you said with the Night Stalkers, it's gonna get worse. If someone comes back with those things and the information they have, I think we're dealing with well, you know, no one wants to fight, 'cause it's easier to live that way. Yeah, I think that's the right thing. Sorry, my head's just a little fuzzy this morning. It's fine. It's fine. Listen, hey, I'm gonna climb out of bed. Currently slipping on his shirt, talking about it. He's got a lot to do today. He's gonna go find someone. Hmm? What are you talking about? Listen, I've put it off for some time. Him turning, bringing his hands up. I need to go find All Might. Actually see if he's there. And if he is, if he's gonna want to be cohesive. You cannot be serious. I am. But why? Listen, we need him. If he's anything like us, we can work with him. And besides, I'm fairly certain if they see him, it'll make things a lot easier. But have you thought this through? I have. I brought you back. I saved you. I gave Mina my blood and she's got a heartbeat. She's been getting better. I don't like to think of it this way, but we're something new, Kendo. Wait, Kendo? Deku turning his head, and his eyes do somewhat move a little rapidly, and he does get to see something strange. Currently, him seeing Bakugo, seeing a weapon, seeing a vehicle driving away, and then he does see a burning building. Izuku? Huh? Him turning, somewhat moving forwards as Nejire does stand right there. Are you okay? No. What? Huh? That's odd. What is it? I just... Something's wrong. Currently, there being a knock on the door. Before it's to open, and Chizuki does a step in. Currently, holding a bag, talking about it. They've got to go. Since there's a problem at the manor. Him turning to Nejire, telling her, Tamaki was shot. They need to leave. he's got to go help him out now. And Edrei, her eyes do to widen. Before she's going to turn back to Izuku, he does it a nod. Her currently going to turn and express. She can get him back quickly. How fast? Pretty fast. Listen, are you sure you can handle it? I can clear a path. You stay close. Drive fast. You're going to try and use your abilities. Yes, I am. So hurry up. Him nodding. And Edrei does a turn, burring her hand up and going to focus on her ability. As she's going to shoot a spiral. Currently it flying through the air quickly and then going to smash into a wall. Her watching it crumble down before she's going to bring up her left hand. Her going to watch as her ability, it does begin to spin around her arm. And then she's looked down before she's going to float into the air with her quirk. Currently, her flying out of the building and going to somewhat stabilize. Bring her hands up. Currently looking down and seeing Chizuki. As she's going to fly down and land before pulling open the gate and the man does begin to drive out. Before he's going to turn right and quickly going to move. Her going to leave. Deku watching her fly away as he does this one smile. And then his face does going to drop. Before Mina does come up, asking if there's anything that she can do. You're fine. Are you sure? I want to help. I mean, I'm still not fully myself, but please? I want to do something. Can't I? Mina, I don't know what you can do right now. I'm sorry. Okay? Oh. Him turning. Before walking over. Bringing his hand onto her shoulder and talking about it. Right now, she needs to stay here. If she's still not there, then she needs to try. Is that okay? Yes. Yes, it should be. But I'm scared. Oh, what if he comes back? Back in my head. I still feel there. It'll be fine. Don't think about it. Okay? Her nodding. And Izuku, he currently does go to walk away. Heading to the top of UA and then going to stand on the building. He does go to overlook the city, the one that used to be so full of life, before he's going to leap up into the air. Him, currently, going to fly down the hill as it is smashed down outside UA. Currently, looking around and seeing that some of the zombies, they do go to stare at him. Deku turning and watching one of the strange, sticky zombies. He does it a watch. Right now, it does do one simple thing. It does go to move. Strange and almost like it's made of clay. Before it does go to smash into a wall and then begin to turn. It shifting its body as it does go to scale up through one of the water lines on a building. It going straight up and towards the top. And Deku does go to see this. Currently him seeing the water, quote unquote, move up. And this, it does mean quite a bit. Currently him jumping up and then going to bring his leg out. Him slowing as he does going to move over the building. Him landing down on the edge. Before he does go to look up again. Currently him bending and going to leap. Currently this time using float. Now, Deku, he does carry this momentum, going up and up further in the air, as he has a look down and see where there's a lot of damage in the city. Turning his head slightly and seeing the red tower, this massive thing, Deku bring his arms up as Black Whip it does go to shoot from his back. Him currently gonna bring his arms down. As he does, gonna fly down towards the city. Him smashing down and bringing his hands up before running to the edge and leaping off, using this ability more like a glider. And Deku, he does carry the momentum. Him heading further into the city. As of right now, he does get a land, turning and seeing the tunnel in the distance where Ochako, she lost her life. Turning back and going to walk towards the edge again, looking down and seeing more of the infected. Seeing one of the zombies that do gonna carry bone shards in their hands and are moving quickly. Deku turning and going to leap. Him going further and further. Before he has a land on a building which does begin to feel unstable. Currently Deku making a small crater as he does get a land and then feeling it begin to move. Deku going to leap into the air as he does a spin. Currently his danger sense going off for he does a smash on the side of a building, digging his fingers inside of it with some Black Whip claws, and then going to turn, looking around. And, okay, so what was that? Huh? Okay. Maybe that was a fluke? No, it was no fluke. Hearing a sound. Currently, a massive creature rounding the corner. And Izuku does get a stare at it. Before his eyes do go wide, it turning its head and looking at him. Before it does, gonna move past and go to stop. Currently, it standing in this area. Before a noise is heard, Deku turning and feeling dangerous again, where the massive creature is sent flying directly backwards and smashing into a few buildings. It letting out a sound as it is to fall. And there currently is where Deku does go to stare down, seeing as All Might does go to land on the ground and begin to let out some smoke from his mouth. Before he has a leap forwards and towards the creature, since he is hungry. And right now, it needs to eat. And Izuku, he does go to stare. Currently, him watching All Might begin to feed on this massive creature. It beginning to emit sounds of distress. And Izuku, he does go to come down. Currently, him going to land on the ground and begin to make his way towards the former #1 hero. Currently, him going to stand there. All Might still on his knees, shoving chunks of the meat inside his mouth as he does feast wildly. Now, Deku, he is at a whistle, and All Might, he doesn't care. Currently, him still feeding on the creature. And Deku, he has to bring his hand up. Currently, Black Whip emitting from his arm for he has to throw it out, and it is to shoot out a tendril and wrap around All Might's neck. Currently, Deku pulling back his All Might, he actually does get to feel Deku begin to move his head. Currently, him going to turn and bring his hand up, grabbing Black Whip for he is a pull. Deku being sent flying towards him as the #1 hero just grab Deku by the throat. Currently, him holding it up as bringing his hand back before he's to freeze. All Might, it's Izuku. You still in there? The #1 hero staring at Deku, and his head does slightly turn. Deku expressing, it's him. He's alive. It's Izuku. Can you remember him? Does he remember Izuku? All Might going to do one thing, beginning to lower him to the ground as Deku does go to stand there. His feet finally touching before All Might does let him go. Him turning his head still confused. For Deku does a step forwards. All Might throwing his foot up and kicking Deku in the chest. Currently him being sent flying through the wall and smashing through it. Him smashing down the block and landing on a car. For Deku, he does lay there and begin to pull him up from the ground, currently getting off the vehicle and feeling his lungs tear. All of that hurts a lot. Deku feeling his ribs beginning to regenerate as he does go to get off the vehicle and cough up some more blood before he does begin to feel breath come back in and stabilize, turning and looking back to his All Might before he has a look down at his hand and activate One for All. Currently, it charging up in Deku's arm, and he does try to think about how to handle the number one hero, about how to handle everything. And Deku, he does go to turn One for All onto his entire body. Currently, him feeling the lightning as Deku does a step off quickly. Now, he does a move fast, currently him behind All Might and throwing his leg up. Before All Might, he does get kicked in the head, and Deku does watch the man be sent flying, currently him smashing back down into an area where a lot of damage has been caused. And Deku, he is at land, currently him still feeling a bit fast before he does try not to fall over. And he does go to stand there, currently him trying to mentally adjust the power. As Deku, he does try and lower himself down more. Currently, Deku feeling a lot less in his tank. Meanwhile, let us currently cut over to the manor. We currently do have Nejire. Nejire was picked up after her and Chisuke got outside the city. She was able to clear a path and make sure he didn't run into anything out there. Afterwards, the two made their way back to the manor, as there was where they pulled up. Them climbing out as Momo Digitus won't stand there. Her going to express, turning as Nejire and Chisuke are moving quickly. She'll take them to the room right now, though they've done what they could to make him comfortable. But Nejire, her turning, grabbing her by the shoulder and turning to Chisuke, telling him, just call out for Todoroki. He should be in the manor past the dining room. Just take the left and head down. There's a chair out there. It's a lot to explain. Her turning back, telling her friend they've got to discuss options. What do you mean? We have to discuss options. Listen, Setsuna isn't here right now, so I think we can speak openly. Okay? What are you talking about? Listen, last night, Bakugo and Kendo ran off. They stole supplies. What? You can't be serious. I am. Bakugo, I think he's the one that shot Tamaki. It makes the most sense. That's what we got out of him. He saw Bakugo and he had a gun. That's what he remembers. So he's gonna die? No, we're not sure. If Chisuke can help him, I'd say we have a good chance. If he can't, then I don't know. Listen, it's not looking good. Okay? No. No. You're lying to me. I was hurt. I survived a gunshot. Really? Oh, why didn't you say anything? Chisuke helped. I didn't want to say anything since it was bad. Okay? Nejire clearly lying. Right now, Momo, she's not too sure. I mean, this does kind of give her a little bit more hope. It's in short supply, but if she managed to survive, then that's good. but she doesn't have one of those vests. Did it graze you? It did a little bit more than graze, but Chizuki stitched me up. He got it out. He's in good hands. Tamaki will make it through this. Her turning, talking about it. Let's go. She wants to make sure he survives. The two heading inside. And we do currently have Chizuki. He was sitting there going over what he could. This wound is pretty bad. I mean, it didn't hit him in the heart. Just pretty low, though. Shit. He'll be lucky if this isn't causing any lung damage. Okay. Okay. He's got to think. Currently, him going to turn. Grabbing Tamaki and someone to roll on his side. Tamaki grunting as the man he does try to pull up his shirt. And when there is over Nedre and Momo, due to walk into the room. Them looking at him before Tamaki, he does groan more. Nedre walking over and telling him to just lay him back down. I'm gonna do so. Trying to talk about it. He needs to get it out. He didn't see an exit wound. That's not good. It's really not. Listen. I need your help, Nedre. Tamaki bring his hand up. Currently, him tapping on to Chizuki's arm. As Chizuki does a look down and turn. Asking if he's alright. Is he conscious? Just won't stand. Bring his hand up and going to examine his eyes. Currently, him talking about it. He's okay. Though, that hurts. Tamaki, are you okay? Hey, Nedre. I'll be fine. I don't know. You're delirious. You've lost a lot of blood. Stay down. Yeah, I can do that. Am I gonna be okay? I don't see a lot of possibilities. Huh. Shit. So this is it, huh? Don't say that. Don't say that. Nedre's sitting down. Before she's a turn, Tamaki going to express. Trying to sit up as she's gonna bring her hand up. Don't. Stay down. Fine. Can you guys give us some privacy? I'd like to talk to her. Alone? Chizuki gonna stand, talking about how he'll give them a few minutes. Turning and going to walk out of the room. MMO, she did want to stay. Did want to try and talk to Nedre more about this situation. But she's gonna go. Honor this request. Since, yeah, it might be a last. Now, whenever the two do go to leave, Nedre does express. It's been a while. Yeah, it has. What have you been up to? Not too much. Been a little interesting at UA. Has it? Anything new? Not really. Listen, I'm not sure about your odds. Huh? I know. Is it right to say that I'm scared? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's the truth. Tamaki, I'm sorry. For what? For a lot of things. I just. I've been keeping a secret from you, and I don't know. I've been worried about how you'll act. What do you mean? I know what happened to Mirio. What? What? Really? Is he alive? I I don't know how to tell you it. He's dead? He's undead. Oh, shit. Yeah, listen, Izuku has a bit of a plan. I mean, I've seen him turn Mina back to normal. The girl from 1A? Or, yeah, 1A. Feels like a long time ago, 'cause they've even said that. Back whenever we all used to go to that class. Better times, huh? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all of this. You didn't mean to get shot. I know, but it's just. I feel like I need to apologize. I'm leaving you alone. Um, Tamaki. No, just. Please. I'm scared. I'm leaving you alone. I don't want to. I really don't. I don't want to go. I'm scared. But I also feel okay. Is that weird? No, I don't think so. Andre, I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'm scared, but I don't feel scared. Mario's gone. Izuku's gone. I'm gonna die. I'm sorry. No. Tamaki, I can help you. Huh? What are you talking about? Tamaki, currently her going to stand. Bring her hands up and pulling up her shirt, showing off a scar left on her torso. And he does this on stare on. Before he has to see the damage. It's healed, but that's way too fast. What? Huh? I'm. I don't know how to tell you this, but Deco infected me. He did it after I died. He infected you? Died? What are you talking about? Tamaki, I can change you. Keep you alive? I can help. I have to bite you. But you'll change. Okay? Nejire. Nejire, what the fuck? Um, I'm it? What? I'm the only one left? Currently, her bring her hand up and going to do one thing. She does go to bite into her finger, her drawing blood and telling him, holding out her finger, she can help him. Just let her infect him. Currently, Tamaki staring at Nedre. Her, right now, going to stare down at his wounds. And she does get to hold her hand out. her friend not saying a single word, him just silent, him in shock. And he does go sit there, going over it in his mind. And Nedre is waiting for any confirmation, any words, anything. And Tamaki does just sit there, quietly staring, before she's to bring her hand down, her dipping her blood into the wound. And Tamaki, he has a somewhat flinch. Right now, him closing his eyes as he does lay there. Her pulling her hand back and going to bring it up, trying to think about what to do. He's going to turn soon. He'll be okay. Him trying to sit up and staring at Nedre, his face looking a little down, a little dejected. And currently there is outside. We do have a vehicle, which does go to stand. It, along with another vehicle as well. And the men watching the manor, they do go to stare on, aware about the returned vehicle here. As far as they can tell, they've got everybody back, along with a few others, but hey, all that does mean is more to kill, more to take. These people have a steady supply of food. More specifically, they have MREs, meal ready to eat, and not full of zombie blood. So yeah, that definitely does have their interest. Now, the people here, they do take another head count, go over everything. The 2 people who returned, and a doctor. Maybe take the doctor in, see what they can do, how they can handle things there. Make sure they can get everything they need. I mean, hey, this group is one of the biggest, and it still's got people around. Those stupid kids did not learn their lesson the first time their leader died. So yeah, after the runaways they saw leave last night, it's best to just make sure this place, it finally goes up in a nice cloud of smoke. Now, the group does begin to mobilize, and we do have back inside the manor, where Nedre does somewhat sit. She does sit there with Tamaki, and Setsuna does currently sit in the dining room, still going over a few things. Her, right now, folding up some clothes and trying to think. Her going to somewhat stand and turn, asking for Ari's help to fold a bed sheet. And Ari does somewhat stand there, currently trying to help out Setsuna, before a sound is heard. And then there is over the radio, where they do talk about exactly what they're seeing. Currently, us cutting to the person on the roof, currently speaking into the radio, talking about how someone just rammed the gate. And we do actually have Anosa, who does going to hold it up again, talking about it, bringing the rifle up and going to fire. Currently, the truck backing up and smashing into the manor gate once more. And Momo, she does start talking about it. Currently, her running down the hallway and going to stop at Nedre's door, pulling it open, telling them they've got to hurry. What is it? The military. There's 2 trucks outside. We've got to go. Listen, we need to get out of here. If we don't, another gunshot going off. Nedre going to stand and turn, walking over before they do to watch the vehicle rev forwards. Currently, them firing into the gate as they do go smash through it. And the Humvee, it does begin to spray bullets. Currently, Momo diving for cover as she does go to hear the machine gun fire. And everyone in the manor, they do try to do so as well. And there is Anosa, who does get to bring up the rifle and try and fire at the gunner. However, the second RV, the second Humvee does go to start firing at him. Them currently laying down cover fire at the roof. Anosa going to take a bullet in the arm before he is to fall, currently smashing on the ground and yelling on his radio about what the hell is going on. And there currently is Melissa. Melissa told everybody to get to the garage. They've got to go and they've got to leave. If things don't go well, then they have another problem. What is it? Okay, we have a vehicle built. All right? Just pack what we can and go. If they get inside the manor, we've got to make sure to run. I can activate something. Activate something? Trust me, it's better than it sounds. Also, we need to make sure to leave. Currently, us cutting to Setsuna. Setsuna was in the dining room, and whenever she heard all that gunfire go off, she tried to keep her head low, Eri screaming out as there currently was Todoroki, who came running down the hallway and trying to do what he can. Hearing the commotion on the radio for moving into the room when the gunfire does stop. Him getting over to Setsuna and bringing his hands down. Him helping her to his feet and moving her in front of him as his back is to face where the gunfire came from. Him yelling at Eri to stay low on the ground and to get to the hallway and to Miss Melissa's office. Him going to move quickly as they do get into the hallway and more into an enclosed area. Now, whenever the when the Humvees do get up to the manor, there is somebody they do get out. Currently, them with an M42 rotary grenade launcher and going to hold it up, beginning to fire at the building and watching as rooms do begin to blow, going up in smoke. And we do actually have back over with Nedre. Nedre, she was about to head outside. Her trying to handle everything as it was Tamaki, who did go to Express, going to sit up. She needs to make sure they get out of here alive. What? Go. Listen. I know where the guns are. Go. I'm gonna try and stop this. But what about you? What about Setsuna? Go. You're my best friend, and I love you. But go save our friends. Her, afraid, nodding her head and going to move into the hallway before using her quirk to fly down it. And we do have back in the dining room, where she came here. Her hearing more noises as the gunfire does begin to cut through the building again. Her watching as the dining room, it does have a grenade fly into it. It's going to explode as it is on the table flying across the room. Her bring her hands up and going to dodge. Now, she does go to shift her body and move back down the hallway before hearing the commotion and going to run up. Her seeing Nedre, Eri, and Todoroki, all of them trying to stay away from the windows, as there is Anosa, who he tried to get back up and over here. Meanwhile, we do actually have Kami. Kami's on the second floor, and she's going to bust a window. Her going to start firing out at the military, trying to take someone on before someone is going to turn. Her seeing the weapon and going to turn, running to the door, pulling it open as the grenade is going to smash into the wall and explode. Her smashing against the wall and going to someone fall over, turning and trying to get back up on her feet, beginning to leave. That was a bad idea, and currently the comms are up in commotion. Meanwhile, there is back over at the garage where Melissa, she was able to get to. Currently, her putting some finishing touches on one of the things they spent a lot of time making. And currently, she's waiting for anything. As people, they do begin to show. Currently, there is Momo, who does get followed by Chizuki, who does talk about it. They need to go now. Seiji talking about it, about how they've still got to wait. No, we don't. As far as I'm concerned, I need to survive. So you're just gonna leave Setsuna behind? You're a sick fuck, aren't you? No, we need her. Do we? Why do we need her? Currently, this being where Setsuna and Todoroki do come in. Eri still a little hysterical as Nedre does go to follow. Her talking about it. Okay, they need to hurry up and go. What do you mean? What about Tamaki? We can't just leave him. Yes, we can. No, we can't. Shut up. Setsuna stepping forwards. Bring her hands up and expressing. After all the shit they've been dealing with, they do not fucking need this right now. They need to go back and get Tamaki. Her turning, bring her hand up and screaming in their face for them to either get the fuck inside the vehicle or go back for him himself, unless he wants to be either shredded cheese or some little fucking bitch. Now, everyone does this don't stare at her. Setsuna going to begin to feel a bit of pain. Bring her hand up and someone's stumbling. Before everyone, they do go to grab her. And Nedre does a turn seeing that, looking back towards Melissa, who does go to get the battery started on the vehicle. Her going to begin putting everything back together, slamming the hood of the car closed and turning, talking about it. Okay, they need to get out of here quick. The moment that garage opens, they're probably going to be shredded. Are you sure? Unless they're using regular bullets, I'm pretty sure. I armored this thing up pretty well, but there's still a chance. So we've got to wait for something. Tamaki. Nedre going to walk over, grabbing the radio off of Melissa and going to hold up, asking Tamaki if he's there. Currently, him stumbling through the manor, a bullet flying into his arm as he does go to move. Currently, him holding a weapon as he does a smash into the wall. Him lowering himself down and grabbing the radio. Yeah, he's still here. He feels a lot better. Hardly feels anything at all. Okay, good. We're in the garage. Setsuna's got us worried. Where are you? Can you do me a favor? What? If you see Mirio, can you tell him I said hello? Or at least that he made me feel better. He was my best friend. Now, the people in the manor, they do go to sit in the garage, as Tamaki does begin to hear people making their way in to the building. Him going to try and get back to his feet and pull the pin on the grenade he's holding, running over to the window and chucking it out. And the moment he does, there is a grenade as a smash down onto a Humvee, and someone does a turn. Them seeing that as it does it a blow. The person in the other turret turning their turret towards him, feeling the ringing in their ears as there is one of the people on the ground. They do start firing at the manor. Them seeing him as Tamaki does try to move, quickly making his way to the corridor as it does begin to get sprayed down with bullets. Him going to turn and grab his own gun and bring it up and fire. Him gunning somebody down as he does go to throw himself towards the ground. Getting back towards cover, the person in the turret feels dazed, and their vision, it definitely is not good. They've got a concussion, and they do sit there, trying to just think. The loud noise, their hands are shaking, and they can't control themselves. And they do go to start passing out. Now, the other Humvee has already been destroyed, and Melissa, she does get to hear the grenade go off and then turn. Her yelling for Nedre to open the garage. And she does go to do one thing, grabbing the chain and beginning to pull this thing up. And Melissa does it drive the massive vehicle out. Currently, it on a large frame as the semi, it does go to move. Now, Melissa, she does going to continue driving. Currently, her with the modified engine on this vehicle. And it does begin to start moving quickly. Now, Nedre does a turn, her running up and going to climb into the back of this makeshift vehicle. Currently, her slamming the door closed as it does start to drive. And the military people, they do begin to see this. Currently, some of them firing at this massive truck as it is a barrel its way down the road. It cutting under the grass and then going to go halfway through the gate. It slamming into one of the gates and ripping it off. Before Melissa just had to swing this truck wildly and get it to turn. Currently, it skidding in with the tires and going to drive down the road as she's trying to speed up. And there is where people, they do begin to try and follow orders. Someone yelling at all the shell-shocked men to start chasing down the damn truck. And people, they do begin to start moving. However, Tamaki, he has to bring up his weapon. Currently, him stepping out onto the front porch. Him holding his gun up and firing. Hitting somebody in the back of the head. Him going to turn and begin to fire. 2 shots going out, and he doesn't hit someone in the leg before someone did to pull their gun and fire at him. Him being shot again in the chest. However, Tamaki, he does go to hold the weapon back up, firing another bullet. And this is where someone is going to shoot him in the leg. And the members of the military, they do continue to fire. Tamaki going to hold his gun up and continuously fire till his clip is empty. As he does go to sit there. Currently, him falling backwards as he does have a body full of holes. Still bleeding. Still alive. He feels okay. He got them out. He's a hero. He's a hero. That right now being on Tamaki's mind. As he's going to close his eyes and fall asleep. Now, we do have Melissa. Melissa is driving the truck, thinking about where to go, thinking about what to do. They need to figure this out. She was not able to get her supplies at a workshop. The manor is being burned down. She and everyone else need a place to stay. This truck... Okay. It's tinier, more like a van, after what she's done to it. They could sleep, maybe, but that's a bad idea. They've got guns, their supplies are low. They could go back to... Oh, that requires leaving the city. She doesn't know. She has to think. Her turning. Before there is, we should shift in the next gear, and the truck, it does going to move forwards. Currently the wedge she put on the front of it, smashing into a barricade of cars. And it is have the two throw themselves up in the air as they are smashed down. Her continuing to speed up before she has been to apply the brake. Slowly. And there actually is Nedre, talking to Setsuna, seeing if she's okay. But Setsuna still does have that pain in her gut. She still has that pain in her stomach. It hasn't gone away. And that it does somewhat scare her. Her standing up and going to make her way across the vehicle, talking about it with Melissa. Get to UA. Uh-huh. You can't be serious. Why there? Listen, okay? UA is the only safe place I know about. It's either that or we head to a safe house. Right now, I'm pretty sure Setsuna might go into labor. Are you serious? How sure are you? I don't know. 50-50. But right now, she needs a place she can lay down and try to relax. We have supplies at UA. Okay? Are you sure it's safe? I know it's safe. I have been living there. Okay? It's our only option right now. Are you okay? Huh? No, I'm not. My best friend just was left to die. And I could have done something about it. What are you talking about? It's. He told me to leave. Save everybody. This doesn't feel like we're being saved. I know. I'll get to UA, but if you want to talk, just talk to me. Alright? Currently, the vehicle falling silent. And with that being said, the survivors, they have to abandon one home, right now departing for another. Meanwhile, Deku, he does face his predecessor, his mentor, the number one zombie, All Might. With that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.